Welcome back to the shop, friends. This is JLG Forage Works. I'm John. If you've ever had a waitress drop off your food and say enjoy your food, and you respond with thanks you too, boot that like button. We are one and the same. Today I'm going to be showing you 5 tips on how to get better Kydex sheets, and if you stick to the end, I'm going to add a bonus tip that some people know about, but some don't. And when I've talked to other knife makers and craftsmen, they actually didn't know about this trick. So stick around to the end. I appreciate you. Let's get going. Tip number 1, quality foam. I cannot tell you how great it is to have quality foam. This is the Extreme Foam from knifekits.com, which I believe is also holsterbuilder.com. Unpaid advertisement. That's where I get my stuff, and also where I get my taco press forms to make my sheaths. I do everything with a simple fold sheath or a taco sheath, and that is really fun to say. Taco sheath, taco sheath, taco sheath, taco sheath. Edit that out. Between the temperature of your Kydex, your pressure that you're putting on your mold or what you're making, and the foam, those are the 3 main components of what will make a good sheath or a bad sheath. You want enough retention where you can pull the item out, but it remains safely for the most part, so it won't just fall out if it hangs upside down. One thing I do is I shake my sheath, and I shake it 10 times, and if the knife or what I'm making doesn't fall out, then there's enough retention to hold it and I can pull it out without it feeling like it's stuck in mud. Tip number 2, using a heat gun to stop the Kydex from losing too much heat off of cold foam. The GLG shop is not heated. I have a propane heater, but obviously that doesn't run all the time. So if I want to make sure that I have a great form on what I'm making a sheath for, I will warm up the Kydex about 30 seconds before I pull the Kydex out of the t-shirt press, and that will help the heat not get sucked out as quickly because the foam is warm. Tip number 3, I use the Scotch Blue tape. I like the sharp lines. It provides consistent results for me. I've tried the yellow and I tried the green. Some of them leave a little bit of a film on the knife you're doing, especially if you're using paracord handles. And I just get the best results with this tape. It's my favorite. Why the tape works so well is it allows a smallest little gap between the Kydex and the material you're pressing, and it allows a little bit of clearance so you won't have too much retention and you won't be able to pull the knife out of the sheath. Tip number 4, wash your Kydex. Before you put your eyelets in, go to the sink, wash them with warm soapy water, and your customers are going to thank you. I can't tell you how disheartening it is having a brand new custom knife being built, and you open it up and you pull the knife out and there's gunk and dust and debris all inside the sheath. Take that extra minute or 2, show the customer that you care. Wash out your Kydex. I use a butter knife and I just swedge it out and I make sure there's nothing in it. I dry it, and my customers have never complained about my Kydex work. Tip number 5 for better Kydex sheets, ladies and gentlemen, the Scotch-Brite Whale. This thing speeds things up tremendously. I have Darkstar Gear to thank for teaching me about this. I had no idea they existed. When I first started doing Kydex sheets, I was spending hours hand polishing the edges. I wanted to have the best sheets I could provide to my clients, and he led me onto these and so many tips and tricks on working with Kydex. I'm forever in his debt. Go check out his sheaths. He does beautiful work with Kydex. That was tip number 5, friends. Thanks for hanging out to the end of the video. For your bonus tip, I utilize acetone and I apply it with Scott's Blue shop towels. Once the kayaks is washed out and dried and you apply this, it adds a beautiful polish finish to the edges of the kayaks, and it just makes your sheath stand out above all the other makers. So after you clean your kayaks out and you let it dry, applying acetone to the edge with the Scott's Blue shop towel, you can polish it and you'll have a beautiful edge to your sheets, and it'll make your work stand out above other creators. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. If you had fun at all watching these tips, I would really love if you subscribed to the channel down below over here. It's somewhere. I appreciate you. Take care. I'll see you on the next one. I did that last video. I should do something different. Boop. Appreciate you guys.